Yeah, we flip to the pages where the dust still breathes. Margins full of whispers, tangled roots beneath. Said read me the parts they don't preach out loud, where the angels fall heavy and the myths get proud. Ink bleeds sideways through a kingdom of edits. Truth gets buried but the footnote said it. Every version got a different kind of sin. Different way the story lets the darkness in. We were laughing in the static and the sacred noise, picking at the seams like curious boys. If the truth's been bent, then where's it break? In the fruit in the hand or the choice we made. Numbers don't lie, but the stories make. Count the bones in the pale moonlight. Ezekiel dreams in a burning sky. Wheels within wheels as the prophets cry. If the first mistake wasn't what we're told, but something deeper, darker, old, then we're all just echoes trying to begin. Somewhere between the myth and sin. They said check the text, man, line by line. There's a fracture hidden in the grand design, where the angels came down, or maybe they didn't. Depends who wrote it and who was forgiven. Lily laughs and the parts left out. A ghost in the margins no one talks about. While Eve gets painted and borrowed blame in 1,000 tongues, but the same old name. Yeah, we pass it down like a family scar, from Rome to the house to where we are. If pain's a lesson carved in skin, then history's just where it begins. Numbers don't lie, but the stories might. Count the bones in the pale moonlight. Ezekiel dreams in a fractured sky. Fire in the eyes that never die. If the first mistake wasn't what we're told, but something buried, bought and sold, then we're all just echoes trying to begin. Somewhere between the myth and sin. Take the mask off the serpent's face. Find a lamb in a broken place, crying through the teeth of kings, buried under borrowed things. Empires rise on a wounded creed. Teach a child what the fathers bleed, and the road gets paved through a sacred tree. Turn the thrones and authority. You need roads, yeah, we need the roots. You need truth, yeah, but not the news. You can civilize a land with a sharpened lie, but you can't erase what's underneath the sky. Numbers don't lie, but the stories might. Count the ghosts in inherited light. Ezekiel calls from a shattered dream. Nothing's ever what it seems. If the first mistake still lives in skin, pass through blood and discipline, and we're all just echoes trying to begin. Somewhere between the myth and sin. Yeah. Somewhere between the myth and sin. We read it back and start again.